Alright, hi guys. So today I'm going to review the Anna Griffin Haunted House Easel die card set. Now what's in front of you is the frame die set from, one of the frame, or a couple of them actually, from Crafter's Companion, and I just had it still here because I have an hour and a half before I have to pick up my kids. And even though, I don't know, I bought this because, you know, I like stuff, right? I like trying out new things and all these crafty things, and so I got Anna Griffin's you know, like I said, the Haunted House die set. And I got it, you know, with a 20% off coupon. I think that was, I don't know, but I got a good price. But either way, I think she wants like $35 to $40 for it. I don't know that I'll ever use this, and even during Halloween, to be honest, because like, I don't really send out Halloween cards, but I just thought it was so adorable. So maybe if I'm making something that can just sit out here, like something cute, like a home decor item, maybe. It's just not my thing to send out Halloween cards, but maybe I'll have to start, right? The other thing that scared me, or that kind of scares me about this, is that on her own video on how to do this, she didn't really show how to cut them out. Well, she didn't cut them out live, but she did talk about how to cut them out, so I'll talk about that here too. I'm going to cut them out with my M-Press because I'm pretty sure I need the extended plate for as large as this is. Now, you can probably run it through, a part of it through your regular plate, and then, you know, put the plate over here on this side and run it through again for the rest of the die. That's up to you. I do have the extended plate, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Run through once. She always talked about how delicate the die is, and that's what kind of bothers me, because I'm like, ugh, what if later you break it or something happens? I mean, I've never really heard her talking about dies that way. So I guess because this one's so long, this outer one, and thin, it's very, very thin. I don't know if you can, I mean, I can make it wobble. I can probably bend it right now. Super easy. So she talks about running it through your M-Press like this. I'm going to use a small one just so I can get it in frame, but I'm going to use obviously the extended plates. And she says to cut into, which bothers me a little bit, to cut into your magnetic mat. Isn't that weird? But she has that magnetic mat that still has that other like black coating, and I only have the newer one that has the white coating and then this other side. So I don't want to do what she's saying about that, to be honest. Like, that scares me. I don't know. That seems weird to me to cut into this mat. So I guess I'll do it because I don't want people to say, oh, well, you did something else that she didn't say to do. I'll cut on this back side because the front side obviously is pretty and it has its own thing going. So what I'll do, she just says use your A plate, your magnetic mat, which is super thick. The Anna Griffin mat is really thick. You're going to get whatever paper it is that you want to cut on, which I'll grab my papers in just a minute. You're going to put your paper down, then you're going to put your die face down to cut into the magnetic mat, which just really seems weird to me. Like I said, the old one was more like this stuff, where, yeah, you can cut into it because it's this. So I don't know. Guys, I feel weird about that. I feel like I should just go ahead and use the metal shim anyway to keep it separate a little bit. Like, I can cut into the metal shim, but she says it absorbs the shock, so... All right, and maybe that's why it's so thin, right? And then just the next cutting plate. So it's scary. I'm not really a fan of doing it, but I'll try it and I'll let you guys know, you know what the heck, why not? I'll let you know if it cuts into this thing, and lesson learned. And then maybe I'll hit her up and say, hey, you said to do whatever and it messed up my mat, so maybe we'll just send another one. Just so you guys know, my diamond press that I broke the other day during the shaker card kit that I reviewed, I broke the handle, there's another one. I contacted them and they are sending me a new handle. So they said, oh yeah, they sometimes will send a new handle or a new machine depending on what it looks like. So I had to just send a picture, which I was going to throw in the trash. So it's funny, I was like, why am I keeping this? But I thought, well, I'll hold on to it. And I still had it, so I was able to send the picture. So don't throw yours away if you do that. And if you did mess up yours up, please let them know. I saw some of the reviews on the HSN also saying that it was really hard to get through, or it just didn't, and they cut it with a different cutting machine. Anyway, so that's what you're going to do with that. The same thing with this little thin die that's around here. Oh my gosh, I can't even... Oh, let me show you one other thing after I'm done here, but one other tip. You're going to take this little... This thing is super flimsy too. Same thing, put your, you know, A plate, magnetic mat, paper, die, cutting side down, and then your other A plate and run it through. So scary, so thin. And so then she recommends when you go to take this off of your mat, to peel, don't pull this up off of it, to peel away. So I'm peeling this back, and then you can get this without bending it. So what I'm going to do is cut out this base card, the blackout, and then the house, and then I'll come back when the house is cut out so I can show you about the embossing, and then we're going to cut out all the little pieces separately, but I'll do that obviously off camera too, because that's going to be, you know, a little thing. But I'll have a little moment of truth here. So I cut this guy out on this smaller pad because I figure if it messes up this pad, don't want to mess up my bigger one, right? Because they're more expensive. So there it is. It went right into there. Obviously didn't fall apart, but look at that. Kind of weird. It made an indentation. It really pushed in there. I don't know. I think she's, I don't know. I mean, if I bend it, I can see that it didn't cut all the way through, but it sure did push in there. Now, I am willing to not do that again and just go ahead and cut it the normal way. And I think that's what I'm going to do because I do not like this. Look at that. I just want to show you guys, okay? Okay, guys, so I have my base and then the base to the card front, but, oh, let's not lose that little guy. This just popped out. And you know what? I didn't even use my extended plates. I didn't want to bring them out, so I just did what I did on this long one. Like I said, you can run it through as much as you can, and then move your die up and your paper up and just make sure it's in the same spot, and then run the rest of it through. And you're good. Look, I mean, it did a great job. So now we're going to emboss. So this paper is really stuck in here, and I did cut it, you know, obviously face up. The die cutting edge is facing up, and then my paper is face down on there. So what we're going to do is swap out the magnetic mat for our rubber embossing mat. So I'm just going to pick this up, and again, if it's hard to pick up, peel the mat away. And I'm just going to remove this. You can put in your metal shim if you think you need it, but I always start thinner than thicker because I don't think it's going to need it. So just place that down, place your rubber mat over the top, also your plate A, and then I'm going to run it through, and I'll be right back. I'll leave you guys waiting here. She has been cricking and cracking this thing. It's like crack, crack, crack the whole time. Ah. So at least for that, it ran through pretty easy. It's just, like, look how deeply it cuts. I don't know if you can see. I mean, all those haunted houses are in here. All right. I'm going to get rid of all those little pieces later, which probably means not until the next time I use this thing. And let's turn this around. And let me clean it out and then I'll pop it out because it looks like there's a lot of small areas. The small pieces are really like in the windows. And then I just want to make sure if there's anything else. Yeah, those little pieces are pretty much in the windows. All right, should come out very easily with the embossing. And this happens to be Coordination's paper, and I think it had a certain line. The name did. The line was called like Moonlight Magic or something like that. So basically, what I'm gonna do here it is. Coordination's Black Magic collection, and I probably bought this 5, 6, 7 years ago easily. So I'm gonna put this to the side just for a minute, and what I want to do is use my sanding block. I don't think, you know, I think we do have to emboss some of those little cutouts too, so I guess I'll have to clean off that mat. I always have this sanding block here, the kind you can get at Sally's or anywhere really now, and I'm just gonna. Some of these things are very, very delicate, so I'm doing this very carefully. This is just to give a little added something. You don't have to do anything like this at all. Most of it's going to get covered up too, which is kind of interesting. But in a way, I guess if you don't want to keep decorating. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and have you guys, but I'm going to keep sanding this until some of that red shows through. And I'll be right back. So we have our card base that is double-sided. I guess you don't have to have it double-sided because if you really wanted to, this back part isn't really going to show. But that's up to you. But I just grabbed some double-sided paper. And basically she's saying all you have to do is fold this down at that little, there's going to be a fold. It embosses on there for you, so it's not something you have to create, that's already there. And we're just going to do that. And then down here on this tab, you're just going to put adhesive. You're not going to bend it or anything yet. And then we're going to put this shadow layer on top of that. And then that will bend. But maybe I should give it a little bit of a bend first, because it's going to bend at a certain point. That's how it works, right? To make the hinge here. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a crease, because I want it to be nice. And oh gosh, I always have my glue runners right here, but they're covered up by a bunch of markers. Okay, what is this? Tombow permanent? Sure. Doesn't run very well. I don't know if you saw that. It's kind of like, eh. Okay, so what she said is on this part to not line it up and down, which I don't know. She says to line it up left to right. So does that make any sense? Because like you have to sit it on here, and I would think you still have to line it up and down. That it seems very strange to me, but okay, I'm just gonna put it here, I guess, because left to right, I mean, it has a little shadow layer, you know what I'm saying? Like that's obviously, that's what she says, guys. So don't line it up and down, even though it's almost the same. It looks like a little 1/8 of an inch, maybe all around. And then basically this is the card base, and then you're gonna have something to stop it there. So that's the easel part, okay? So that's really easy. And then we're gonna stick this down. Now she always kind of seems to pop dot this, or like give it some texture so it's a little bit higher up. I would definitely do that, but I haven't cut out my pieces yet, and I don't really want to stick this down after I put the pieces. Or I guess we can be delicate with it, huh? Okay, let's give it a little space between here and there. If you wanted to distress this or do anything else, or obviously have a pattern paper there, that's fine too. I'm gonna use a bunch of little random pieces left over from the tutorial I did the other day on using these shaker cards, because I have it. So this is just dimensional adhesive, and I'm gonna put it wherever I have large spots that can accommodate it. And then once I run out of this, I'll use the good stuff, obviously something that I purchased. Oh look, that one almost fits there just perfect. And let's pop in another bigger piece on this other side. Let me see if there's any other areas I can put some, like here. And then, like I said, I'll just, if I need to add in some better adhesive, I will do that. So let me put down a bunch of different little pieces and I'll be right back. This is actually coming together pretty quickly. It's just all the little bits on top that is going to be a little more work to do. And then so I kind of focused my shading, or trying to scrub this off on the edges, because literally, like I said, all the little pieces that we have are going to go over a lot of these pieces, so it didn't really make sense to distress too much. So there's that. And then basically this goes inside of here with just the smallest amount of area around the edges, right? And that is cute already, to be honest. Super cute. But let's get our little, just some more funness. I don't know. I'll put this to the side over here. And where are the rest of my pieces? Here we go. So what I was trying to see is if these pieces actually need to be embossed. And it looks like, let's see. They have room for embossing, which is kind of a pain, but that's okay. I am basically going to cut everything out of like some mirror, matte mirror cardstock, because that way it pops and it's cute, and pretty much everything can be the same almost. I mean, maybe I should do the shutters and something different. Okay, we'll do the shutters in like just some brown paper. So I'm gonna put those together and then cut them out however many times I need to do that. And then put the rubber embossing pad, just like I showed you guys, put the rubber embossing mat and run them through again after they've been cut out. I'm going to cut out everything else in gold. And for this one's kind of weird because it's going to have a gold frame but the gold door too, but that's okay. I'm just going to cut it all in gold. Gold, gold. And we're going to need how many of these windows? Let me see. These little cathedral windows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically there's 5 windows and there's 2 different designs. So I guess I'm going to probably do 3 of this one and 2 of this one. Are they different size? She doesn't really talk about that in the instructions. Huh, let me look at this real quick and see what they did. Obviously you can do whatever you like. Yeah, so they used, it looks like they did like a mishmash of them, however you want to do it. And they don't all have decoration, but if you want all of them to have decoration, just do whatever you like, apparently. With those, obviously the little ghosts, I'm going to cut them out in white, and I need at least 1, because there's 1 in the window here. And then the little pumpkin, there's 1 pumpkin up top. So an orange pumpkin, a white ghost, everything else is pretty much gold. I'll do maybe this in white. This is the little spider web coming down off the top of the doorway. And then our shingles, the one special thing about you're doing about this, if you have paper that's one-sided, is you're gonna run it through this way with the right side up. So let's say this is how you wanted it. This is the right side of the paper that you want to show. So you're gonna run it through one time this way with the face down. And then you're gonna run it through one other time the same, but flip your paper over so that when you flip this back, it's what you want. Now, you can do that however you like. Just make sure you have one going one direction that's gonna be the same color in the other direction, right? So however you want to cut that out. And I think that's it. I'll be right back. Okay, everything's cut out. I do need to get this little guy out. There's nothing to help you do that other than his little tiny eyeballs, so hopefully I can kind of... There we go. Little ghost. I guess I probably should have embossed him because he has a very tiny, tiny little face. I guess you could have embossed it, but I figured it was so small, what's the point? The pumpkin got embossed just without anything else. And then this guy also is one of those things where it's impossible to get them out. So I just kind of have to give it a little poke somewhere, try to get the paper up. There we go. And, you know, she ran hers through her Xyron or whatever you want to run it through. I'm just going to carefully glue things down. I'm going to move this out of the way. We have our shingles, and like I said, you cut one direction on your paper and then put the other one upside down or on the back of your paper. What I don't like about that is that, you know, when you do die cuts, let me see if I can get this to focus. This side is nice and puffy because it got pushed into the die, but this is the area that got pushed down out of the die, so this is round and this is kind of, I don't like that, and I don't like the discrepancy, but it's what it is. I don't know. I guess they could have just done another one. And she said people were complaining about that on Facebook and things, that I guess she noticed that people were saying, oh, you know, you only got one side. And she said, no, you're supposed to flip it over. But it's like, yeah, but then it has that difference. And you know, that bothers some people. It bothers me. So anyway, all right, let's bring our card base back. And I don't know, we're just gonna decorate this thing. So I dropped one of the shingles because the whole thing fell out of my hand and I'm not seeing it right now, and I'm not really wanting to cut out more of them, but if I find it, I'll pop it on here. I only cut out 6 shingles, not shingles, sorry, what are those things called? Shutters. So if you wanted to do this and not have a Halloween look, I know people are like, oh, you know, you can use it for different things, and it's basically like, just use it as a Halloween card, you know, like don't do all this other stuff. But they keep leaving this web thing, and she's like, well, and it's literally a web in there. Well, how about before you stick it down, just take your X-Acto knife and cut some of it, or just your scissors, let me see. Like before you stick this down here, or don't even use this part, just cut this part so that it doesn't look like webs anymore. It just looks like a design, like this top part and then 2 little lines or something, and just snip these things out. I mean, isn't that a good idea? And then on top of that, obviously, you're going to cut out the other areas that look like broken windows and stuff. But just an idea. What do I know? All right, let's see here. Like I said, I only cut out so many of these guys. Let's start with the easy stuff, because I know for sure this is going to go here. So I'm going to take my little bottle, which I didn't cap, so hopefully I can still get glue out of this. Yeah. And again, we can use that good spray from the dollar store that we recently found, right? That beacon spray. But I'm just carefully running that through there. That's basically a quilling tool, ink bottle. Oh my gosh, glue bottle. And more distressing, whatever you like to do, guys, doll it up. Some glitter, I think would be really cute. Different glittered items. I'm just trying to get this done. Let's see here. You can even drop shadow it, I guess, if you wanted to, but I just put it the way it was. I cut out a few, what are those things called? Bats. It has a little bat die. That one doesn't have anything to emboss. It was just a bat, kind of flat. And I'm trying to see where this is supposed to go. I'm assuming, obviously it goes here, but I don't know how high. Ugh, come on. Oh, it's weird about this one. When I got out of the die, I'm like, what the heck? It's missing a piece of its gold stuff, but at the same time, I don't know why. So I'll show you this little area. It's not in the die. It wasn't, maybe it's the way I tore the paper. I was being lazy. I'm like, oh, I need this paper, so I just ripped it off. So maybe that's where that got that from. I don't know. Okay, we need our door. Door goes this way. It's very cute. Again, you can pop some of these up too. It just has more dimension. Like, I'm not sure if this door... Ooh, the door goes behind that a little bit too. Interesting. It goes behind that little pergola looking thing a little bit. Cute. Okay. Now, as far as these windows... Oh, well, no, let's do these next. And I'm just going to kind of stick some here and there. You know what? We know a better trick, don't we? Just make sure I'm getting some everywhere. Alright. And then I'll do the same thing with the other guy. Just flip the other way. This one I kind of bent it because I was trying to get rid of that look of how it's pushed this way, so I kind of put it on my table trying to push those little indents out. So that's why it's rolled. It looks like it has a little bit of a curve to it. Okay. Next easy thing is to put our pumpkin down, I think. Again, you can cut that out if you're trying to make this just like a little Victorian house. You can trim off the pumpkin from that top window. It looks like something's hanging there. Let me see the images that they have over here. Oh, they just put a sign there. I'm just trying to see exactly what I should be doing. If I only have 3 windows, I guess I'll use them on the top 3 and I'm not going to put any in the bottom. Okay. I'm trying not to lose my pieces here, so I'll do it like this just to be symmetrical because, you know, we like symmetrical. And that's cute because the middle one does have the cutout for everything. Again, if you want to add more, what are those things called? Like ghosts, you can do that. There's only one in the one window, so I'm going to just put one. But I was trying to see where I need to put it or when. It would be cute if these were dimensional. This glue like wants to stay pretty quick. It is fast drying glue supposedly. Okay, so there's a little ghost in that window. Again, if you want to put a little face on him or emboss it better, definitely do that. Oh, come on. Okay. And then we still have shutters to put on, guys. This came together really fast as far as the base card. I think I might have said that already, but all these other little bits obviously take time. Oopsie. One thing I do like about this glue is it dries clear, and well, obviously it dries clear, but like not shiny. So even if you get a little oopsie and have a little somewhere where you don't want it, it doesn't show up all glossy later. Oh, stay down. One more, and then we have our shutters and some random bats to put here and there. It's cute. It's really cute. I guess, with all the stuff that she was saying to like, oh, you know, how it's a little bit difficult to work with or, you know, all these different things, it really scared me. And to be honest, I think if somebody watching it hadn't bought it yet, they might second guess and just be like, ah, forget it, I'm not going to buy that. So maybe, but that happens sometimes where you're not real super sure of a product or what's going to happen, right? So you kind of feel like you have to give a lot of explanation. But then maybe that means you should go back to the drawing board, right? This is coming together like super adorably, you guys. Okay, so since pretty much all the windows up top have something going on, but the windows downstairs don't, we can start putting some of these shingles. Now some of them, like even on the thing, it looks like it's, if you just did the embossing, you would see that there's something like that here that looks like a broken shingle. Why did I keep shutter? So I'm gonna kind of follow that. There's one there. And I can't really tell if these shutters are like the same or if they're a little bit different. Some are longer than others. I don't know. It's hard to tell. So I'm just gonna put them down wherever. Like this one seems longer than that one. There were 3 different ones, right? I don't know if they're supposed to just be used interchangeably or not. She didn't really mention much about that. Okay, so I'm gonna add on a few more shutters, and I'll be right back because that's not like the biggest deal. And then we need to make a stopper. Okay guys, we're almost done. I got the shingles on there, and the shutters. I do remember her mentioning one thing about the shutters. She said there's definitely a left and a right. I don't know if there's definitely a left and a right, and then there's 3 different types, so whatever. But it's what it is there. And I guess we can put some bats. I haven't put any bats down. Oh, you know what? Let me put one here. And then I'm going to put them, the other 2 that I have cut out. So there's one right there. I know it's really small. The other 2 I have cut out, I'm going to put it on the little stopper thing. So I was looking around. I don't have, not that I don't have a lot of Halloween stuff. I don't know where it is. So you guys know I had picked up this Echo Park paper very recently on Tuesday morning. And I'm like, oh, you know what? So maybe some of these stickers. They do have other, like, larger pieces, but they're really big. I thought, you know, you can cut one of these guys out as a stopper, but they're huge. I mean, this is way too big. And then they don't have any that are going, like, left and right or anything like that. So, okay, so what I'm thinking about doing is grabbing this Happy Halloween. I'll just pull it out because it's too big. And I was thinking about not even taking it off, just using it as, like, cutting it out with the paper backing. But this is a super nice, super thick sticker. And, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on here. And I'm not, I would normally try to fussy cut around a shape like this, but there's no way. So I think what I'm going to do is just eyeball this, and we're going to use this as our stopper. Let me get a pair of scissors that aren't messed up, and just a little something around the, of course you can cut this with your paper trimmer. So I told myself I had an hour and a half to do this before I had to leave, and it took me about, what time is it? Just under an hour. That's pretty good for a little project like this, I think. What? Stuck here. Gross. Alright, so there we have that. And you can do a little, you know, a little something around the edges. Apparently this block already has some purple and blue ink on it, and that works out just right. Just fine. Put that there. And basically we're going to use it as the stopper for the card here. So I just want to see how far back I want to stop it. I guess like there. Okay, so let me put this down. Just keep that card back so I don't have to eyeball it again. And then we do need some pop dots or dimensional adhesive. And these are not recycled. And you can just put a couple, 2, 3, 4. Well, not 2, probably 4 at least. This one's really dimensional. I think I got this from like Michael's, I don't even know how long ago. And I hardly use it because it's really thick. I mean, I kind of like the decoupage kind better, whether it's a little bit thinner because it gives you a little bit of height, but not like ridiculous height like these. Okay. We're almost there, guys. I'm like, it took me under an hour, and I bet you this video is going to be 2 hours. No, I know, because I know the time when I started. So, Happy Halloween, and we would put it like right here. Is that centered? Not really. Ugh. Alright, and then we have those 2 little bats that we can still put on here. And again, if you want to put them on there dimensionally, you can pop those up. Maybe use some of that good 3D glue gel, that'd be good. I'm just trying to, I don't know. It doesn't matter, you can barely see them. So there they are. Okay. Woo! My battery's almost running out from all the tutorials I filmed today. 2 intricate ones, elaborate ones. This is adorable. Like I said, I don't normally do stuff like this, so maybe I need to start, but this is super cute. So hopefully you can see. I know it's hard to get in the frame. It's because if I back up enough, you guys are going to start seeing the sides of my tripod, and it's kind of annoying. But look how cute that is. Very, very cute. Of course, I'll have pictures for you guys. And thanks for watching. And again, I picked this up through HSN. I believe she has it on her website, VianneyCreates.com. She has sales on there, not too often, so you know, maybe she'll put it on sale because it's close to the season or after season, I don't know. But other than that, it is very cute. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.